Hi guys, a little bit about water rights. You know that whiskey is for drinking and water is for fighting over. That's how the saying goes. You need to know about water rights, and you need to know in every state. You need to find out for yourself. Don't trust your buyer's agent. Don't even necessarily trust your attorney to tell you. Okay, what do you need to know? Well, places like Oregon, water rights run with the land. So if you buy, I'm not claiming to know everything about everywhere. I'm saying find out. But in Oregon, if you buy a piece of land, you get the water rights with it. In places like Montana, you don't. You buy the land, you better make sure the water rights transfer because you don't automatically get them. So in every particular state, some states, people can keep the water rights, right? Okay, lots of issues on this one. The state, I've seen where the state has actually taken water rights from people. So you see one record and then it's actually changed to another record. So when you buy, make sure you get the original water right, like as old as documents as you can get. What do they call that? Abstract title, I think it is at the title company, and you can get every document since the beginning of time. You know, do that. That's going to be great. But these documents sometimes that just appear out of the attic, and you know, you never really know what's going to go on. But the one thing I would do now, buying again in a rural area, if you got agricultural water rights, you know, you got your well water rights, so you want to make sure that your water rights to your well change and that they're going to be in your name. Now, with agricultural water rights, I don't care if you have water rights. If that piece of paper says you have water rights and you've had them, that property's had them since the beginning of time, that's homestead property, and you got them and that's wonderful and there's a huge amount. Well, talk to the local, you know, water board, DNRC, whatever it is. Talk to the people and see if you have that right. See what they think. Talk to a local irrigation board, a state irrigation board, maybe a local Forest Service, and see if, yeah, do you really have that right? I mean, did they agree? Are they going to fight you on it? Go, now, if you have an easement over a neighbor's property, go and talk to that neighbor before you buy. Say, oh, well, I'm buying this property and there's a water right here. It's an easement over your property. Is there any issue with it? And see how they feel about it. You know, you might even make them sign something. Because what happens is people buy it and they buy the property and then the neighbor says, well, no, you can't cross my land. Or even if you have a legal right to be there, doesn't mean that morally and ethically it's going to be easy. They could fight you constantly. They could plug your channel. I've seen people like dig up dirt and put it there, bring in a backhoe, drop trees, whatever it takes to shut your water off. Why? Well, so they have more water upstream. Okay, that's one thing. Another thing is, what if you don't have an easement across someone else's property? But, you know, obviously most people have somebody upstream, right? Why not go knocking on doors? That's what I would do now. Buying rural property, buying horse property, ranch property, go knocking on doors. Just start going up the road. Take time off to find out what you're buying before you buy. 20 minutes and buying a ranch and water rights and all this stuff, 20 minutes and buying a house, just don't do it. Don't ever do it. Oh, off topic. Anyway, knock on the door. Oh, I'm thinking about buying the property down the road and, you know, I have a water right. Do you know of any water right issues? Do you feel like you know, just visit with them. Have a cup of tea, a cup of coffee, whatever, and you're going to get stories. Maybe they feel like, no, you don't have that right. And maybe it's like a war that's been going on for 5, 10, 20, 50, 100 years. Well, I don't care what the paper says and what your legal right is. If the neighbor thinks that they have the water right, you're buying stress, you're buying a problem, you're buying a war, and you may be even buying worse. Bad things happen over water, really. So, yeah, you can get attorneys, you can fight years. I've seen people with proven rights of easements, water rights. I've seen them fight for years with attorneys, and still, even though everything's proven, they have a water right, the neighbor will run their cattle over the water right, they'll block the water right, they'll put a board in it. I mean, these crazy things happen. So if this little drama is going on over water, don't buy it. You can't win. Right? I guess if you have enough money and you really smooth the neighbor, I mean, there might be a way to win. But from what I see from the average real estate consumer, there really isn't a way to win. So check with your neighbors, see if there's any issues. Go to the local bar at happy hour, see if there's any issues. You know, visit with somebody about that property before you buy it. And not somebody who gets paid only if you close the deal. You need a third party. You have a right to a third party to the transaction that gets paid based on a fee. If you can't do it, hire some sort of real estate investigator. I know it doesn't necessarily exist. Hire me, call me up, email me, savvybroker@yahoo.com, to come over there and check it out. Go knocking on doors, to go stir up if there's any battles, to see if you got the Hatfields and the McCoys, to see if people are shooting each other over water. I've seen it. The crazy stuff happens over water, deadly crazy stuff. So you need to really dig deep and find out what you're buying before you buy, no matter what it takes, and never ever, did I say never ever? Never ever buy a property that you've only seen for 20 minutes. You've never checked out the neighborhood, you've never read a local paper, you've never been there at night, you've never been there on the weekend, you don't know what's really going on, and you're putting your whole life savings, all of your time, money, effort, your future, your family's future into that property. You need to know more before you sign, before you close. RealestateIndustryWhistleblower.com.